Here, uh, yesterday we worked out this problem, and at the end of it, this working out has to be completed. That got edited from yesterday's video. I'm not sure what went wrong. So here I am going to explain the rest of the part. Here, after completing this table, you have to find the total transportation cost, which is the element of this box and the allocation. Here 5 into 16, here 3 into 3, here 7 into 15, 9 into 22, plus 7 into 9, plus 5 into 25. All these allocated boxes should be considered for calculation here, and this will be your answer. Today we are going to consider another sum on northwest corner rule. Determine an initial basic feasible solution of the following transportation problem by northwest corner rule. And here we have the table, and we have to the step 1, as I have already told, you have to check whether the problem is balanced or not. So you have to consider summation AI. This is AI and this is BG. So AI, sum of all AIs is 30 plus 40 plus 50, which is equal to 120, and sum of all BJs is equal to 35
plus 28 plus 32 plus 25. So that will also be equal to 120. So now the second thing we have to consider is the northwest block or cell. Okay, so this is north and this is west. So this is northwest corner. So the first table is the thing we have to consider. So here we have to check the supply and demand. Here supply is 30 and demand is 35. Whichever is less should be allocated. So 30 should be allocated. 30 should be subtracted here to get 0. Here when you subtract 30, you'll get 5. Okay. Here the supply and demand. Supply is 40 and demand is 5. So whichever is less you have to allocate. So 5 is less. So subtract it. You will get 0 here. You will get 35 here. So now here this demand has become 0. So this column should get cancelled completely. So you are striking out here. The next thing is the next northwest corner block is here. Consider the supply and demand. Here your supply is 35 and demand is 28. So the least number should be allocated. So 28 should be allocated. When you cancel 28 here, subtract 28 here, you will get 0. Subtracting 28 here, you will get 7. So now this column has here the demand has become 0, so cancel it. The next northwest corner block is here. So compare the supply and demand. Supply is 7 and demand is 32. So the least value should be allocated. So 7 is allocated and subtract 7 here. So it becomes 0. Subtracting 7 here, you will get 25. So now this here the supply has become 0. So this row will get cancelled. So cancel this 7. Now the northwest corner block is here. Here the supply is 50 and demand is 25. So allocate the smaller number. So demand you have to allocate here, and here it becomes 0, and here when you subtract 25 it will become 25. Now here the supply is also 25 and the demand is also 25, and the only remaining block is this. So here you have to allocate 25. subtracted, so this becomes 0, and subtracted, this becomes 0. So now we have to write the total transportation cost. Is equal to 6 into 30, the element into the allocation, plus 5 into 5 plus 11 into 28 plus 9 into 7 plus 7 into 25 plus 13 into 25. So the calculation will go like this: 180 plus 25 plus 308 plus 63 plus 725 will give you 175 plus 1325 will give you 325. So the total cost should be written in rupees. So rupees 1076